Straight.
Sorry.
Straight.
Wait, what's your dog's name?
Stray.
A Stray.
Stray, like a lost dog.
Yeah. Well, you got it at a shelter or something? Or
Yeah,
found it?
up in Harlem, they just found her roaming the streets. And just the typical dog story you've heard a million times of just falling in love with the dog in the fucking cage. So it was cool. But yeah, I couldn't understand paying some asshole $600 for a purebred dog. Like
Right.
when there's so many dogs that could just be fucking helped or saved or something. So, but it worked out. It worked out. She just hangs out in here, man. Little Stray.
Yeah, it was a rescue dog. It was really nervous. Like, the only person it would respond to was Pappalardo. Like, everyone else, it would bark or hide under the table or anything. If you could find a dog that, like, reflects one aspect of his personality, he's loyal to his friends, he's loyal to his family, he's a genuinely nice person. I mean, he's not like, he's not fake.
Welcome back to the show. This episode is about Anthony Pappalardo. Now, I didn't think that would ever happen. I mean, people write in and they request like who they want a show on, and people say Anthony a lot. And I always thought like, yeah, like that'll happen. And when I filmed the Lakai explosion day, I was like afraid to even point the camera at him because I don't know, I thought he'd get mad or be like, what's this corny show you do or whatever. But for whatever reason, he wrote me back when I emailed him and he said, yeah, I'll do an episode, come over. And maybe he didn't even think it was going to be like a full episode. I think I kind of pitched it like, I'm just going to ask you about Guy Mariano really fast. And then I kept prodding and I was like, well, what about Mosaic? Anthony's, you know, done a lot in his career. You know, he's like a real like skater. Like, well, he's one of those people that, you know, when you see a photo or you see a video clip, it just stands out. I don't know, I'm excited to have Anthony on the show, and this may be the first time he's ever been on a show. Here it is, a full-blown Anthony Pappalardo episode. I'm as shocked as you are. Welcome to the show.
I'm not that interesting of a dude, but it's the fact of because I don't really do this stuff. But that's the thing with pro skaters, a lot of them like to be in front of this and do this whole side of it. When you try to keep it personal to a certain level and you don't want to put yourself really out there, that doesn't really give people what they want. Automatically it turns into a falseness that they have to create because there's nothing out there, you know, for them to kind of pick apart at. You know, I'll put out a video part every 2 or 3 years. You know, I hope you like it. If you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. And I think that's how it would, maybe that's like how I was taught, and it's like, when I was young and I used to look up to, you know, Mike or Rick or like Fred Gall, like, I didn't know one personal thing about Freddie, you know what I mean? I think that's how it should be. I don't think I ever thought or wanted to be like, all right, this is it. I want to be a pro skater. I think that's an East Coast thing. I think I just kind of fell into it, more or less. There you are.
You got your boards?
Yeah, I got 2 boards that I feel are kind of fitting for a kitchen, maybe.
Oh wait, don't you have pizza in your family?
Yeah, my dad owns a pizza store. So that's that.
You and the fully flared poster?
Oh yeah, my mom took that photo. I don't know, it was my first actual skate premiere I ever went to. Went to like an alien one in Ohio for Mosaic. It was kind of like a half-ass one, but this was, I guess, my first pretty big one. Just kind of hung out with them and kind of a little disguised. I didn't really get noticed too much, which is a good thing, I think. You know, I think I lucked out because I didn't know anything really about the video or like, so I wasn't expecting my part to be second or something. Like I had no idea what order or anything. So by the time I like I was like, whoa, my part's on. It was pretty much done, so.
Well, I remember watching right after Fully Flared some indie video like on the internet, and then I was like, oh yeah, like, you know what I mean? There's still this. There's still like, I mean, there's so much to skate.
So much, man, and to put out a video to say that it would like be the end and all of skating, you'd have to be a pretty unoriginal person to think that. You know what I mean? You'd have to be like, fuck, I would hate to, you know, like. That's it. You know, it was like that when like that S did that video, Manic Madi, like people were like, oh my God, like they're doing like a month later, that video sucked. You know, when obviously the idea of like they were doing the Lakai video and they started getting pretty serious and they were doing trips and stuff. It's just, these guys were gonna have parts, you know, Guy Mariano or like Mark and all these guys and Carol, and I just felt like I just couldn't really, I don't know, so I just came up with that idea of just trying to like stay home and film around New York, and just kind of if you watch the video from the beginning to the end, like my part, I just wanted it to look different than everyone else's, not better, not worse, just kind of different. I wasn't trying to change skateboarding, you know, with my part. Like, you know, I did a lot of basic stuff in my part, yeah, like Smith grinds and ollies and stuff, but you know, like I just wanted to make a part where I'll watch it and be kind of psyched on it, you know, in 10 years or something. And I think skating's so fucked is like how good everyone is. Like, why not do something like that? I don't know. It's just like everyone's good at skateboarding now, and it's just like it's hard to break apart from that.
You know what's funny is like Pops, the whole time we were making this video, he told me, hey, I kind of got this idea I'm going for, and it's going to be just raw New York vibe, skating at night. Like early Hocus Pocus, that's what he kept calling it.
I feel like the video was so gung-ho and everyone was so fucking like, whoa, we gotta get this thing, we gotta do this. I feel like we just did the complete opposite. I feel like it was fun, you know? Which is cool because you do something for so long, like the fun part leaves, you know? We kind of just wanted to do it how they used to do it back in the day. Like, in like video days, like you just film what you filmed, and that's just, it shows the time, you know what I mean? I thought he did a lot of hard shit in this part. I thought it was great. I think it's great. The only thing that I didn't think was great is that he was in Times Square in his part. Like, I thought that was stupid. I know for a fact that he would never be in Times Square, like walking around. Like, it was a little weird.
You know, we'll just go skate. You know, I'll call him up, cruise around for a couple hours, and then maybe not speak to him for a week or something. Or like, there's never been like, all right, well, let's meet up tomorrow to film that. Like, I don't know. It's always on a whim, like especially for that Lakai video. It was nothing more than having a couple beers or something and like, hey, let's just go put the camera light on and go skate. And that's what it was. And it was that for a couple nights, and then it was not that for a very long time. And the level of some of the stuff that I had on film, a lot of people could do it, I would say. And you guys are all kind of in this video, so it's like, I guess there has to be some level of skating that makes or breaks the cut.
Did you have a lot of stuff filmed that wasn't going to go in or didn't go in?
Yeah, I think so. I had some other footage that wasn't in that video part.
I had all this leftover footage that Ty didn't use. I was like, dude, I'm not gonna. I didn't want it to go to waste. It was like, there was some like this. Just the beginning part was like Anthony talking to this guy. Like, I didn't even send that to them. Like, I knew I was gonna do something with it. You know what I mean? Like, it was kind of like, oh, like I'm gonna use this. Like, I'm not giving this to anyone. You know, because I thought it was awesome.
You want some food? I'll feed all you guys right now. Right there, BK.
Okay, thanks for the offer. Thank you.
No. Don't let them off bullshit. Proof's in the pudding.
It's Anthony and little Alex Olsen, and this kid Goose that I grew up with. You know, I was like, I'm putting everyone in there. Fuck this, you know, it's cool. I'll tell you right now, he skates in New York a lot. New York, you're just not gonna get as much footage. It's different, dude. I didn't bring any equipment with me. I had a camera light. Like, no one has a camera light, you know what I mean? It was like, you can't do generators here. It's way different, man. I think Anthony's just kind of like trying to stick out, and I think that's what keeps it going for him, you know? You know, you can't keep doing the same thing or it gets boring. he just wants to keep reinventing himself. I think that's cool.
What do you think of that?
I said, man, that was mad beautiful, man. The motherfucker came up and over, and then came and flipped out
That guy's
and
awesome.
came down.
I see him all the
shit
time.
Rolling.
That guy rules.
Ooh.
Hey, Layla, I want you to come out here.
What's your name? Shake his hand. Hi, Layla. Pleasure to meet you. Have you ever seen any of the skateboard videos that your father's in?
I don't know.
We don't let her see those.
No. Were you kicked off because you had a kid?
Oh no, I wasn't going anywhere. I knew it. You know what I mean? I was just in denial. You get to a point in skateboarding where it's like, that's all you do is skateboard. You know what I mean? You forget about job. You forget that real life happens and things go on. And when Joe Kostrowski called me up and kicked me off, it was probably the best thing that's ever happened to me. I needed to move on. It wasn't. I'm not the type of person that was a career skateboarder, as you say. Maybe would say. Met Anthony in Philly. Probably I was probably 21. If I go skateboarding tomorrow, he's the one I'm gonna call.
Dude, look at that. You would have done it.
See, I haven't really been like in the skateboard thing like when the Kai video came out. And from what I hear, it was like, you know, Anthony didn't meet people's expectations. You know, people were talking shit on it and like this part wasn't all great, but it was like he's done like the hardest things, you know what I mean? Like he just took a different path, you know what I mean? He tried different stuff and kind of put a twist on his skateboarding. You know, people say he's being lazy and whatnot, but Anthony could do anything he wants to do on a skateboard. He is the most determined kid on a skateboard ever I've ever personally met. One of the most determined kids on a skateboard. He could do anything he wants to do.
There's like that section of skaters that are like so into Bobby Puglio, so into Anthony Pappalardo, you know, and Ricky Iola, and they're so into like those really raw city street skater guys. You know, that's just a totally raw, pure form of skating. Look at Pappalardo now compared to Pappalardo before. They're two different types of skaters, you know, and they're both equally as rad. You wanna know how fucking tech he was? He was getting into backside flips, switch frontside crooks on DWP when I first saw him. And I remember around that same time was Photosynthesis, where he did the back 180 fakie 5-0 across the whole bench at the Seaport. That's fucking gnarly.
There's not one professional, or it doesn't even have to be an issue of professional or not, skateboarder that hasn't changed how they skated since they were 15 to 30. Like any skateboarder, I was just so addicted to it at that age, you know, it just consumed me from 13 on. There was a lot of skating involved and just watching skate videos to skating to, you know, being in the city skating. I don't know, it's like any skater you talk to, like, I think will always have those couple years how will agree how it really does consume everything, and you miss out on, at that time, it's like stupid shit, the high school parties and all that stuff, college, and, you know, I don't regret a minute of it, but, you know, that doesn't even exist in your world.
I like how all these people that don't even know him love how he like is like this Bob Dylan type skateboarder where he just does what he wants when he wants and everybody loves him. I don't know him anymore. I don't know that. I know the guy that he was back then, but everybody changes. I don't know the Anthony Pappalardo of 2008 to be 2009. I don't know what he's like.
How long has it been since you and Anthony talked?
That's why we were in competition. I help both of us. I mean, I still skate the same as I know. He just forgot about it.
It's like the original battleground spot for you and Anthony?
Right here? Oh, this, yeah, right here. This is where it all happened. First day we met, he was trying to kick from the stairs, and I was like, nah, man, can't let this happen. And then I did it before him, and then after that, we hated each other, and then we became best friends.
Yeah, we skated a bunch, man. And we would just meet up around in New York downtown and fucking jump down the bank steps all day, or like just do some weirdo, yeah, just be some fucking weirdos in like little suburb kids in the city getting away with it.
You can't skate here. It's private property. You get that? You understand that in your head? Private property. Private.
What are you gonna do if I come back? Fuck you up. And you.
Me?
You think I'm laughing? You think I'm joking? Come back here tonight.
You can't. Alright.
I don't give a fuck if you was 2. Come back here tonight and see what happens.
Come back.
Come back here tonight and see what happens.
I'll be here. I'll be here. I'll be here. I'll fucking be here. I hope so too. Alright, I'll be here tonight. Alright, I'll see you tonight. I'll see you, bro. Have your boxing gloves ready. I'll be back.
I mean, well, when I first started filming them, it was for photosynthesis. Well, the first person that I was filming was Josh Kayla, so he was like, because he was just local, you know? Then I got a call, like, from, like, Joe Castrucci, like, a month later. He was like, dude, you want to film? Like, we can hook you up with some dough. I was like, sure. I got all the numbers to everyone right away. And the first person I called was Anthony. And I was kind of nervous. It was weird because I didn't know anyone, you know? I mean, I knew, like, Josh and stuff, but it was like, I didn't know Anthony when I called him. I was like, dude, what's up? I'm Bill. I got a job. I'm gonna call you up. I was like, let's meet up. He was like, dude, I'll be at the seaport at like 8 in the morning. I took a Greyhound and I met him up here. It was just me and him. And then Wanning showed up right like an hour later. We filmed a line that first day, like right off the bat.
These used to be the benches that you see in the photosynthesis video right here. Yeah. And then Anthony slept on this one, and then I slept on this one. And then we woke up with bombs going through our pockets and stuff. And then pretty much slept like a half hour probably. And then he got up and Nolly 180'd the big rail at the Brooklyn Banks in the Alien Workshop video.
Dude, I don't know.